Hello, welcome to my channel, and yes, I am still a bit awkward staring at the camera. In any case, as you can see, I do have a new workspace. I finally have a working table. I do apologize that I haven't been posting a lot of videos. Lots of things have been happening this year, both good and bad. As you can see from the title, something went down. In any case, something happened back home and I can't do anything about it, so I can only pray about it. I can't really share it on here, just to let you know. Okay, this year was a mess, but, okay, big but. That doesn't mean that we don't feel blessed, because we do feel blessed and lots of good things have happened as well. Hopefully, I'll be able to post a video on our wedding. I don't really have a lot of videos on the process of wedding. I do have some videos on what I've been preparing for the wedding. A big like and subscribe do help us a lot for our channel, so it also motivates us to give you better videos, I guess. So in any case, off to Mavis in the past.
Alright, I am not sure if I'm gonna post this video, but I'm gonna record it anyway. I have a fever this morning when I woke up. It was 38.8. I have like 3 types of thermometers here. For underarm and my oral, it was 38.1. So thank God. It's not too bad, but I do feel very tired, and I hardly get fevers in my entire life.
I might stop the video here and there just to make things faster. Basically, it all started with drinking alcohol. Seriously, just a bit of alcohol, and then I started coughing really badly.
So I took a medication which my mom brought from Singapore to Japan.
At this point, this is purely my fault because I did not read the labels of the cough medication carefully. This medication is meant for chesty cough. However, I didn't have any phlegm. It was a very dry cough, and it made it worse.
Wednesday morning, I woke up.
And surprise! I didn't get better. In fact, it got worse. My throat was really dry. My chest was really itchy, like there's something inside. So these might actually be the first few symptoms that you actually might experience.
I don't like how I feel, because something's not right. And I really hoped and wished.
Alright, at this point, I am just not thinking straight anymore. Debating if it was an allergic reaction towards the alcohol, because I do have some alcohol allergies. While drowning myself in more than 4 liters of water that day, my absolute main concern was the English lesson I was going to teach kids at night online. And coughing isn't really a good look.
And then I asked Mr. S to get some medication for a dry cough. So he got back, he was a bit concerned, and the medication works, thank God.
And another thing I decided to do on the day, despite feeling really tired and not really well, obviously I'm not a good decision maker, I decided to cook. Usually I do not cook when I have lessons, but guess what? I decided to cook. And my parents were here as well. I cooked for them. Okay, but I did wear a mask while doing it.
Last night I took Biogesic.
As you can see, by day 3, I started pumping myself with various medications which I already had at home. I do sincerely count on my blessings as I have relatively mild symptoms. However, that doesn't mean I am not concerned. I do have some mild asthmatic tendencies during my lifetime, so I'm not completely out of the woods somehow. And to top it off, my parents are here with me, and I do not want to spread anything to them. It would definitely be better to see a doctor. I couldn't seek any medical help at this moment because I couldn't go to the hospital or the clinic alone. I needed translation. Therefore, I needed to wait for Mr. S.
Hello.
And since there might be a possibility that I have COVID, I couldn't just go to any medical centers. I need to go to specific ones.
Yeah, let's see. Hello, I'm back in the same position, different clothes because I had my shower.
I was obviously feeling much better that night. On top of going to specific hospitals, we need to book an appointment. However, we could not do it in advance. Apparently, we could only book an appointment on the day itself, in the morning. Honestly, we weren't too sure what we should do, And this is just purely based on our own experience.
Tomorrow morning we have to book an appointment to get the test done at 8:30. Fingers crossed, everything will be okay. Hello, it is Friday now and I've been sleeping in the tatami room alone. Last night, well, just wasn't used to a new sleeping space.
Sadly, I didn't sleep too well in the tatami room, and I have been waking up in the middle of the night. And each time I wake up, I do measure my temperature. The baseline is around 37 degrees Celsius. Now, what I really don't get is the temperature that I would be having in that very morning when I woke up after having a baseline of 37 degrees throughout the night.
This is weird. This is like freaking weird. Am I getting hypothermia here? Like, seriously? My body temperature has never been so low.
Apart from the ridiculously low body temperature, I'm still coughing and I'm starting to have a bad sore throat. Meanwhile, Mr. S was busy trying to call all the clinics and hospitals to see where I could get tested and where I could actually see a doctor. And whoa, seriously, it is really difficult to get an appointment. Most of the phone calls that Mr. S made weren't answered, so they were either engaged or it just keeps ringing forever. So you can actually gauge how serious the situation is actually.
So we're in a very weird situation now. We're at the hospital. We are told that there's a limit to the number of patients that the doctor will actually see today. We did manage to get a number. The strange thing now is that because I don't have a fever, there is a chance they will not test me. Which, nande? Why? I do not have a fever now because I've taken medication. If I have the virus but I don't have the fever, the last thing I want is to spread it around my family, my friends. Yeah, Mr. S is filling in the forms for me now. It's a very weird situation. Why is it so difficult to get tested here? And then more people get infected because they're not tested, they have no idea. It's weird, but it is what it is and we're not sure yet for my situation. Let's see how it goes. We are given this. When it rings, we have to go to a very specific area of the hospital. Okay, so I just got my PCR done and it's really painful.
I do sincerely apologize for whining all the way to this point. Unfortunately, it was a really unpleasant situation for all of us, including the nurses and all the medical staff involved. I really do not think it was the intention of the nurse to actually hurt me. It wasn't just an unpleasant experience, it was a really painful experience due to how it was being done. All I can say is it could have been done more professionally with the patient's comfort in mind.
We're in a special confinement area. Literally a confinement container with like special suction stuff. Doctor's gonna be here. Interesting. And I tested positive apparently, and very positive in fact, because the doctor says the line is super clear. So he showed me the test kit and yeah, it is extremely clear. So he says that I have a lot of virus.
お熱とか喉の痛みとかそういう感じ
あ
ですか？
熱は昨日は39度あって、で今朝は35度8分ぐらいしかなくて、で咳が続いてま
あ、
す。
咳がする。すぐには出てないです。これが解熱鎮痛剤で、
はい
熱を下げる効果とあと痛み止めなので頭痛とかあと喉の痛みとか関節痛とかそういうのに効くので豚腹なので、
はい。
症状ある時に飲んでください。
わかりました。
1回1個で次飲みたい時4、5時間ぐらいは開けてもらって1日多くても3回ぐらい。
あ、わかりました。
はい、限度で。はい。
はい。
Okay, so these are the medications which I'm given, and in Japan usually they'll have like pictures and they tell you what the medication is about and stuff. And I have noticed that I'm starting to lose my voice. Can you hear that? Like I'm starting to lose my voice a little. Just a little. Guess what? It's not the end. We are still at the hospital. Why? Because Mr. S has just taken the antigen test. he's negative at the moment. So because he's a close contact of me, they will put his nasal swab to a PCR test. So he'll get it only tomorrow. So meanwhile, he has like only one medication, which is only for like a standby just in case he has a fever. And he has paid like, it costs only like 400-ish yen. And the funny thing is, for my medication, he didn't have to pay any cash. So I think mainly for this whole thing, we only have to pay for the consultation fees, which is around like 2,500 yen-ish, around that price. But he didn't have to pay anything for my medication, and we can't pay for the consultation until we are recovered. So that's another thing we don't really understand. It might be that my medication is free because I'm tested positive. Alright, I have 3 medications here. One of them is for fever, which I don't have any fever, so I'm not going to take it. And then this is for inflammation, I guess. And this is for coughing out the nasty stuff, like the phlegm, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm already coughing out stuff, so this might make it worse. Oh. Yo, I'm back. Can you hear the difference? Yes, my nose is blocked. Good old sinus. Good morning. It is day 4. It's around 5:30 a.m. As you can tell, I'm struggling because my throat really hurts. I'm beginning to wonder if the medication actually works. I have some inflammation medication, so yeah, but I really wonder if I want to take ibuprofen instead, because I've had this kind of sore throat before. It's terrible. Yeah, most people talk about like having like needles or something, like scratching the throat. Well, it's kind of like that. Yeah, like when you swallow, it's like burning or something. Well, it's just like a very bad sore throat, right? Hello, it's day 4 of the infection. Feeling much better today though. This morning was crap.
This is the very same day I felt terrible in the morning, but I felt much better in the afternoon. And I do realize that every time I do not eat, I'm okay. I usually felt terrible after eating. But the dilemma is that if I want to take my medication, I actually have to eat. Fasting actually does reduce inflammation, especially if you are reducing your carbohydrates. But I'm not a doctor, so do your research on Mr. Google.
Hello everyone. Mr. S's result came back this afternoon. Like, he received a phone call saying that it's a PCR test, by the way, because the antigen test shows negative. The PCR test shows negative, although he has a sore throat, and it was getting worse today. And guess what?
Alright, let's back up for a moment. We went to the hospital on Friday, and Mr. S got his results on Saturday, which is what you see in this video. So this is Saturday night, after he got the results. He actually developed a fever of 39.3. Do note that Mr. S's baseline temperature is really much lower than mine. It's ridiculously low. So the next challenge is being able to get an appointment at the clinics or the doctors. Do bear in mind that we are not able to see the doctor on Sunday, so there's no doctors on Sunday. In a way, the clinics are closed. So we have to wait till Monday. But getting an appointment on Monday is another challenge. On top of that, I'm actually quite concerned about Mr. S having to drive around if he does have a high fever. Even though I have a license, I couldn't drive in Japan. And that's another story for another day.
Not sure if you can see it, but can you see the top line is almost coming out and there's some kind of like a darker line?
Now this test kit is actually given to us by our dear friend. However, it may not actually work. The thing is, this is only for research purposes only, which means it may or may not work. Don't ask me why, but yeah, it's just a research thing that you can get in pharmacies. I am not joking. The packaging actually says for research purposes.
Good morning! It is day 5 of our infection. In any case, I think I'm 70 to around 80% recovered. Probably 80%. I don't really have a sore throat now. I was at the door standing looking at him. In any case, yeah, I saw him jump. He's like, oh! Oh, anyway, yeah, this is how he looks like now. And even his knee, my goodness, his knee feels hot. Okay, he's measuring his temperature now.
37.5.
Oh, that's not too bad, 37.5. I mean, considering he was like 39.3 at one point. So, this is his second day of symptoms. I think he still feels crappy today because it's only second day. He's having headaches, sore throat, feverish and tired. It's afternoon now. This morning I was feeling okay. And it is, is it 4 p.m. now? Almost 4 p.m. And I think I would like to say that I am 90%. This morning I was thinking maybe 70 to 80. But now I feel like I'm 90%. One issue. I think I lost my sense of smell. And I was starting to lose my sense of smell slowly since yesterday afternoon because I keep smelling something. Something like, I don't know, is it chemically or whatever? I have no idea. And I thought it was the mask. And then later I realized, okay, maybe it's some kind of like dried mucus in the nose or something. But the thing is, I didn't really have any running nose. There's nothing coming up from my nose either. So I'm like, dang, okay. By the night time, I was thinking, I probably had lost my sense of smell. Right now, how fun! I tried drinking my first coffee. This is just bottled coffee, by the way. Nothing fancy. I was drinking it, and I realized that, oh my goodness, coffee just tastes like very bitter water without the smell of coffee. Oh, fun. I had instant noodles, and it's meant to be like, I don't know, some kind of yuzu flavor or whatever, and it was just salty. I'm like, ah. Good morning, everyone, and it is day 6. I think I feel 100%. Why am I hesitant? Because I don't know, at this moment I do feel 100%. Like here, the throat, everything seems to be very, very clear. By the way, it is like 6:46 a.m. now, and the sun is completely out. Mr. S is still having a very bad sore throat because this is the 3rd day for him. Well, we just woke up, so.
And as you can see, the morning started really, really well. So Mr. S was preparing to go to the very same hospital that we went. And then we had another setback. And I'll explain it later in the video.
Mr. S, he's fine.
It's not funny. Why are you laughing?
Mr. S.
Seriously.
Mr. S is finally tested positive because he finally was able to get tested yesterday. It's so difficult to get tested. He needs to be at the clinic at least maybe 1 or 2 hours before it opens. The clinic opens at 9. Okay, he's there at 7:40. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he was there at 7:40. The second person behind him didn't get to see the doctor because they were full. And there were already people waiting. There were not a lot of people waiting though. Like, how many people were in front of you?
8.
There were only 8. So can you imagine that the clinic probably is testing only 10 people a day?
Yeah, 10 people.
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
That clinic, because it's clinic.
Yeah, it's clinic. So
Different from hospital.
okay, hospital is a whole new story. It's even worse. Like, they don't give you proper answers. They'll give you ambiguous answers like, you may not be able to get tested. You have to make phone call first. But the problem is, when you try to call, they don't answer. Or
And
yeah,
it's difficult to connect.
the phone lines are so full,
so
you
busy.
can't connect through.
So busy.
It's just engaged all the way. So it is that bad. And then even when you're in front of the hospital, which he was right in front of the hospital, okay? And they say, oh, you have to make a phone call. But the phone lines are engaged and he's right in front of the hospital. So it's terrible. Yeah, just going day by day, waiting it out. Mr. S sweating it out. Yeah, we've been sleeping here. We have Ponta-chan, who is completely flattened by me. So, konnichiwa. So, this is our sleeping area. Not very glamorous. This is where I sleep. I sleep my makeshift bed, and he sleeps over here. Sometimes directly on the floor. Like he likes it. He likes to sleep on hard floor. So yeah, and I have my pillow. I think my mom bought that for me. And where's Usagi-chan? Yeah, I have my Usagi-chan, and we have Shiba Mame-chan. So yeah. I have to wash all of these, okay, when we recover. Like, I have to dunk them in the washing machine to get whatever that is still around here. I have to sanitize the whole room.
And hooray! We received stuff from the government to help us with the quarantine.